chapter number 2 that we are going to design logic circuit using logic gates, and it will have a predetermined logic. So we will convert as we always do. We convert the logic into truth table, equation, and equation to logic diagram, and then we explain the logic diagram. This is what we are going to do in this chapter also. Of course, there are 4 circuits which we have to understand. The circuits are multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, and decoder. All this circuit has to be designed using logic gates. Therefore, it is called as combinational logic circuit. And you will be able to understand, once we understand the working of multiplexer and demultiplexer, that using multiplexer and demultiplexer we can design large number of logic circuits, and it makes the logic circuit very easy to design, of course, by using multiplexer and demultiplexer. So therefore it is very important that we understand what exactly we mean by all this circuit. So we will take one by one, we will take these circuits and we will try to understand. I'll start with the first one called as multiplexer. You have to remember multiplexer as many into one. That means multiplexer is a logic circuit where you have many inputs but only one output, and the inputs are transferred to the output depending upon certain control conditions, which is called as select lines. I'll again explain many into one. This is how we remember multiplexer. So it is a logic circuit. It is a logic circuit which has many input but only one output, and the input is transferred to output depending upon control inputs called as select lines. So when you draw the structure, when you understand the logic that multiplexer is many into one, that means if you draw the block diagram of multiplexer, it will have many inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4, say 4 inputs, and it will be having only one output. So let's say these inputs be D0, D1, D2 and D3. So inputs or the data is coming from many input lines, and the data has to be transferred only to one single output line. So internally multiplexer will have a switch like this. So initially if the switch position is like this, whatever data present at D0 only will be transferred to output Y. Let's say output Y. Similarly, if the switch position is changed, data from D1 will be transferred to output Y. Only data from D1 will be transferred to Y. At that point D0, D2, D3 will be deactivated. Similarly, by changing the switch position, what we can do is different inputs data can be transferred through one single output. That type of circuit is called as multiplexer. Now, as I said, the switch position has to change for different inputs to be transferred to the output, and that happens depending upon certain control conditions. So that certain control conditions or control inputs is called as select lines. So I'll just draw, say this is 0 1 2 3 up to n. Yeah, we will do it in reverse. 0 1 2 3 up to n, and let this be 0 1 2 3 up to n. So if you have m number of inputs, there will be n number of select lines which will enable this input to transfer to the output. The relationship between the input lines and the select lines is given by 2 raised to power m is equal, 2 raised to power n is equal to m, where n is number of select lines and m is number of input lines. So n can be 1, n can be 2, n can be 3, n can be 4, n can be 5. So the multiplexer which is available in the market will be, if n is equal to 1, m will be 2. So it will be 2:1. That means 2 input, 1 output. Similarly, when n is equal to 2, that means m will be 4. So it will be 4:1. Similarly, 8:1. And 16:1, and then 32:1. So 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, these are number of inputs, and this will be the output which will be having only. So that is why multiplexer is called as many inputs, only one output, and the input is transferred to the output depending upon the condition applied at select line. So this is very, very important. There will be a question in your board exam, what is multiplexer? So for what is multiplexer, you have to write all these things. You have to write the definition of multiplexer, you have to draw the block diagram, and you have to show this relationship between number of select lines and number of input lines. So in the last what we have seen is there are number of multiplexers which are available in the markets. The most popular multiplexers which we generally used is 4:1 and 8:1, out of which in our course we have only 4:1 multiplexer, but for your practice you can also design 8:1. How to design, I'll tell you now. So I'll explain you how to design a 4:1 multiplexer, and you try to design by yourself 8:1 multiplexer. So once the process is understood, it becomes very easy for you to write everything in the exam. You don't have to remember everything, you just have to understand the process of how to design a multiplexer. So we start with multiplexer. Designing of multiplexer, we have to design 4:1 mux. In short, it is called, multiplexer is also called as mux. So we are going to design 4:1 mux. So now what you understand, what is the basic idea behind this, that this multiplexer will have 4 inputs and 1 output. And what is the relationship between the number of select lines and the number of inputs? We know 2 raised to power n is equal to m, where n is the number of select lines and m is the number of input lines. So what is given? We are given that we have 4 input lines. So 2 raised to power n is equal to 4. So n is equal to 2. So this calculations or these things has to be understood first. So first what we will do is, we will just draw a simple block diagram of a 4:1 mux. So a 4:1 mux will have 4 input line, 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course 1 output lines. And how many select lines? We have calculated by the relationship which we already know between the number of select lines and the number of input lines. So n is equal to 2. So there will be 2 select lines. Let this be, the inputs be D0, D1, D2, D3. So what, these are all your input lines. This is your input lines. This is, let's say this is output Y, this is output, and then the select lines S1 and S0. Let this be select lines. So again, let us refresh ourselves with the definition of multiplexer. What multiplexer does? Data coming from different line will be transferred to one single output line depending upon the condition of select lines. Multiplexer is a logic circuit where you have many inputs but only one outputs. Inputs will be connected to the output depending upon the select lines. So which input is going to get connected to output Y depends upon, of course it depends upon select lines S1 and S0. So in our truth table we have two variables S1, S0. Now apart from that, in a multiplexer there is one more control input called as G. This is called as strobe input. Strobe input specifies if the chip is enabled or not. And when you draw the symbolic representation that there is a bubble sign, that bubble sign indicates it is active low. Active low means when you give 0, only then the circuit will be activated. When you give 1, the circuit will be deactivated. So which input will be transferred to the output? Of course it will depend upon select lines. It also depends upon the strobe input, which is the enable chip of this entire logic circuit. So now we have three control inputs, says G, S1, S0. As I said, this G, that is the strobe input, is active low. That means it will be activated, it will enable the chip only when it goes 0. So if it is 1, we don't care about the condition at S1 and S0. We don't care about the condition at S1 and S0. When G is 1, till G is 1, the chip is disabled. The chip is disabled means no data will be transferred to output Y. Output Y will be always 0 irrespective of whatever be the condition at S1 and S0. So when we say when G is 1, S1 and S0 goes into don't care condition and output Y will always remain as 0. Of course we will understand when we'll try to understand the logic circuit. Next is say G is 0. So as soon as you make G is equal to 0, the strobe input is activated, the chip is enabled. That means now the data is ready to be transferred to the output. Now which data will be transferred to the output depends upon select lines. So how many select lines condition will be there? Two variables are there. So we will have 4 possible: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Say at this point G is 0. So when select lines is 0, 0, when select lines is 0, 0, by default what happens is the switch position will be at the first place. That means data from D0 will be transferred to output Y. We don't know whether D is 0 or 1. So in generalized term what we will write is, we will write as D0. It may be 1 or it may be 0. As soon as you change the select line 0, 1, the switch position will change and it will go to D1. Now only D1 is activated while all other inputs are deactivated. That means data from D1 will be transferred to output Y. So it will be D1. Similarly for next condition D2. Similarly next condition D3. So what we did is, first we tried to understand what exactly the multiplexer is, what is the definition. We converted that definition into block diagram. From block diagram we wrote the truth table, and once we know the truth table, next step is to write the equation, and once you get the equation you draw the logic diagram. Now you have only one output, so y is equal to of course in the first case the entire chip is disabled, so we don't care about that condition. We go by the second condition. When G is 0, S1 is 0, S0 is 0, which input is selected? D0. So the term will be like this. Please listen what I'm trying to say. The condition when D0 is selected, when G is 0 and S1 is 0 and S0 is equal to 0. That means, and when the variables are 0, when we write an equation from the truth table, the variable which is 0, we will draw a bar sign over it, a complement sign over it. So the equation will be G bar dot S1 bar dot S0 bar. When I say dot, that is how I read. G is 0 and S1 is 0 and S0 is 0. So this dot sign indicates AND operation. Which input is selected? The input selected is D0. I am writing that also. Now why I am writing that? Because I don't know whether D0 is equal to 0 or not. if it is 0, this entire expression will be 0 only, but if it is 1, this expression remains as it is. Similarly, what will be the equation? Just look at the equation for D1. What is the condition? G is 0 and S1 is 0 and S0 is 1. So it will be G bar S1 bar S0 D1 plus, next D2 0 1 0, G is 0, S1 is 1, S0 is 0. So it will be G bar S1 S0 bar D2 plus last G bar S1 S0 D3. What you can see is in the last condition both the variables select lines are 1, so they will remain as S1 and S0. This is G0. So this is the interpretation of multiplexer's definition, block diagram, truth table, and from truth table we have wrote the equation. The last step is to draw the logic circuit so that we can understand the operation of multiplexer. For drawing logic circuit for multiplexer, see what has to be done. First you draw S1, then a NOT gate S1 bar. So if a NOT gate is connected, this will be a complement. Similarly, next S0 NOT gate S0 bar, S0 S0 bar. And what we want, one more variable as G bar. So directly this is G, this is a NOT gate, and this line will be of course G bar. And then you have to look at the equation and easily connect the circuit. See how it is G bar S1 bar S0 bar. So it will be G bar S1 bar S0 bar and D0. All this is connected by AND gate. So this is the first AND gate. Similarly, next G bar, what is the equation? G bar S1 bar S0 D1. So G bar S1 bar S0 and D1, second AND gate. This is the output. And the third one is G bar S1 S0 bar and then D2, and last one is G bar S1 S0 and D3. This is the fourth AND gate. So this is D0, this is D1, this is D2, and this is D3, and all these AND gates are connected by plus sign, and the plus sign indicates OR operation, because the output may be D0 or D1 or D2 or D3. So all these four inputs will be connected by an OR gate which will give you output Y. So that is the logic diagram based on the logic equation. Next, let us try to substitute one value and we will try to find out. Say this is the condition we will G0 S1 0 S0 0. So if S1 is 0, S1 bar is 1. If S0 is 0, S1 bar is S0 bar is 1. And let us before that let us try to understand the first condition. What is the first condition when G is equal to 1? See what happens when G is equal to 1, G bar is equal to 0. And if G bar is equal to 0, which indicates one input of all the AND gate is 0. And what is the property of AND gate? If any one of the input is 0, the output will be always 0. So for the first condition, when G is equal to 1, all the AND gates are deactivated. That means output of all the AND gates will be 0, and therefore Y will be 0 irrespective of whatever be the condition at S1 and S0. Next, let us say we will take this condition that G has become 0. So G is 0, that means G bar is 1. That means one input of all the AND gate becomes 1. Now what is the condition? S1 and S0 both are 0. That means S1 bar and S0 bar both are 1. So see the AND gates which is enabled. Say this is the input S1 bar S0 bar. So this is 1 1 for this, 1 and 0 for the third, 0 and 1, and for fourth it is 0 and 0. So out of the 4 gates, what you can see is for the fourth, for the third, for the 2nd, at least one input is 0. That means these gates are deactivated. That means data cannot be transferred from D3, D2, D1 to Y. At this point, only the first AND gate 1, 1, 1. All the inputs are 1. So if D0 is 0, of course the output will be 0. If D0 is equal to 1, output will be equal to 1. In that case, what we can understand is when the 3 inputs are 1, and first AND gate is activated, data from D0 will be transferred to output, generalized term. And when all the inputs of this AND gates will be 0, 0, 0, and for OR gate, if 3 inputs are 0, of course the output, what is the logic for OR gate? If any one of the input is 1, the output will be 1. If all the inputs are 0, the output will be 0. So if D0 is 0, the output will be 0. That means all the inputs are 0. And if D0 is 1, if any one of the input is 1, the output will be 1. That means what we can say is Y will be equal to D0. That means data coming from D0 will be transferred to output Y. Similarly, if you apply different conditions of select lines, different AND gates will be selected and data from that particular AND gate will be transferred to output Y. So this is how a multiplexer circuit works. I hope you have understood. The next circuit is demultiplexer. Demultiplexer, which performs exactly the opposite operation of that of multiplexer. So multiplexer, how we understood multiplexer? Multiplexer is a logic circuit which has many input but only one output, and the inputs, different inputs are transferred to the output depending upon the condition applied at select lines. Whereas the demux, that is demultiplexer, how we will understood, it is one into many. That means it will have one input and it will have many outputs. So how we will define demultiplexer? A logic circuit which has one input but many output, and the input is transferred to different output depending upon condition of select lines. Depending upon the condition of select lines. A logic circuit which has one input but many output, and the input is transferred to the output depending upon the condition applied at select lines. Let's say the first thing what we'll do is, on the basis of the definition of demultiplexer, just draw a block diagram. What we said, we have only one input. That means this is your input line, and there will be many output lines. Let's say this is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to m, and the input will be transferred to different output lines depending upon the condition applied at select lines. Say 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. And of course here there will be a strobe input. In case of multiplexer, the strobed input was called as G. Here the strobe input is referred as FE, and this symbolic representation that indicates that the strobe input, this is the strobe input, and it is active low. Active low means Active low means when you give 0, only then the the entire chip will be activated, otherwise the chip will be deactivated. So this we can write as 1:m demux. Here also in demux also there is a relationship between the number of select lines, this is select lines, and this is output lines. So if n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5, m will be equal to 2:1, sorry, m will be 2, m will be 4, m will be 8, m will be 16, and m will be 32. So in market we have 1:2, 1:4, 1:8, 1:16, and 1:32 demux. So this is the basic features, basic feature of a demultiplexer. So just we will repeat again, demultiplexer is one into many. Data coming from one input line will be transferred to different output lines depending upon the condition applied at select lines. The relationship between the number of select lines and the number of output lines is given by 2⁻n is equal to m. If you remember in mux the same relation was there, but there n indicated select lines and m indicated input lines. In case of demultiplexer, m indicates the output line, and therefore the readily available demultiplexer in the markets are in the ratio 1:2, 1:4, 1:8, 1:16, and 1:32, where 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 indicates the number of output lines.